Today we're playing the second ever episode of Gameshow Grand Prix, and this week it's hosted by me. This is Triple Crown Racing. Let's get into it. Hello everybody and welcome to the second episode of Gameshow Grand Prix. My name is Jack MacKenzie and our two budding contestants today are Caitlin Penny Commentary and the wonderful Christ Whitfield. And we'll be getting into this very shortly. And I am actually, well, it's fantastic that I get to host my own episode of Gameshow Grand Prix. So guys, welcome along.
Thank you very much. I'm interested to see what you've come up with today, and I'm definitely looking forward to going head-to-head with Chris. He's been around the block when it comes to F1, no offense, Chris.
Anyway.
I've definitely got my work cut out.
Well, this is quite, well, this episode will be very, very different from your episode, Caitlin, so I'll explain what we are doing today. Have you ever wanted to buy a racing car? Well, I've been on the internet and I've found some racing cars that are for sale or have been for sale in the past, and it's truly amazing what you can find. Let's see how well our contestants know their racing car finance in The Price is Right.
Ooh.
Now, I should explain that this isn't actually a properly formatted Price is Right. I was just stealing the title because it sounds rather nice. So anyway, the rules are quite simple. I'll read out the details of the car in question and also provide a price bracket for what that car sits in. The competitor that guesses closest to the correct price wins a point, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. And there's actually all to play for in this episode because there's actually a prize on offer. So there's a lot at stake to say the very least. And if you're ready, I think we might get into this.
But what is the prize?
Is it a fabulous new car?
Is it one of the racing cars? Do we get to keep it?
Is it a Life L190?
Joking,
Well,
Jack. Let's get into it.
At the end. So we'll get into our first car. Now, if I have my folder here that has all the pictures of the cars in it. Yes, here we go. Now, the first car on the list is a 2011 Porsche 911 997 GT3 Cup car. Now, here are some details of the car. It's for sale as an Australian delivered 2011 Porsche 911 997 Series 2 GT3 Cup car. It has history in Carrera Cup, GT3 Cup Challenge, and Production Sports with eligibility into the GT3 Cup Challenge until 2022. The chassis, it has 22,000 kilometers, engines 10,600 kilometers, gearbox 1,400 kilometers since refresh, clutch 200 Ks, drive shaft 2,200 Ks, as well as a couple of other things. Differential, 3 sets of wheels, air spike, wheel socket, and 5 sets of 80% slicks. Some spares, a proven car with a strong pedigree, no damage, perfect chassis, and inspection is welcomed. So I'll send you a picture of the car. So before I start letting you guess some prices, so here it is here.
Ah.
So that's obviously at Eastern Creek. And here's your first sort of clue. The price is between 100,000 Aussie dollars and 140,000 Aussie dollars. Now, who would like to guess first how close? Well, who would like to guess first what the actual price of this car is?
I'd like to say something that I've always wanted to say on The Price is Right. $1, Bob.
It's obviously not $1 because it's between 100,000 and 140,000. So, Chris, what do you think the actual price of this car is?
125.
That's a good guess. So I know a road going version of that car would have been about, I think probably about 180,000. So that's quite high, and I think a GT3 new would have been about that, or maybe even more expensive. Although it would have dropped, of course, due to it having been raced. So I'm actually going to put it slightly lower and go 110.
Okay, so your guess is 110. Now let me just write this down so I have it there for reference. There we go.
What's the actual retail price?
This is and $20,000. So Chris, you get the first point for that round. Congratulations.
Congrats,
But
Chris.
don't worry, Caitlin, you still have a chance to win this. Shall we move on to our second car of the day?
Okay.
Shell.
Right, the second car I have here on the list is a 1969 Lola T190 F5000. Now I'll send you a picture of it. There it is. Here are some details. Lola T190 F5000, new. Here is the correct Mike Hailwood Lola T190 chassis. By the way, this is all copy-pasted from the actual description that they have on this car. It is just an exceptional car, huge history, ready now. I have more info and ad price soon, but this is an amazing opportunity, a great part of racing history to be enjoyed today. Now, this car is actually in the United States, so the currency for this one will be in US dollars. Now, you've seen it, so the price bracket is between 100,000 US dollars and 170,000 US dollars. Chris, would you like to guess what the actual price of this car is?
I'm gonna guess 150 grand.
Okay, your guess
Because
is
it's
100.
because it's a Mike Hailwood car. Mike Hailwood
Right.
Does tend to raise the price up.
Yeah, you see, I was going to go about the same because, as you say, this is Mike Hailwood. He was a motorbike champion and a Formula One podium finisher. It would make more sense for me to go lower statistically, because there's more space down there. However, I think it's probably higher due to what the car actually is. So I'm gonna go slightly higher than Chris and go 160,000, as much as I know that's probably not strategically the best thing to do for The Price is Right.
Okay, then. The actual price of this car is $50,000. So Chris was right on the money.
Congrats,
Wow.
Chris.
Quite literally on the money, considering. Yeah. Anyway.
And I'm not
Right.
even looking this up. I was just
cheating,
guessing.
You'll be immediately disqualified. Anyway, right. We'll move on to
I'm not
our
Michael
third.
Larson.
On to our third car of the day. Well, actually, I'd like to ask, how's everyone feeling so far about this game, and how they're doing in general?
Okay, so what I did wrong with the first car is I was thinking in terms of pounds rather than dollars or Aussie dollar. What do you have in Australia? Is it dollars?
Yeah.
$3, yeah.
Okay, Aussie dollars. However, I just think Chris knew what he was looking at with the second one.
Very nice. Chris, your thoughts so far?
First of all, this game is very fun.
Yeah,
quite
I'm glad you're
enjoy
enjoying
it.
it.
Second of all, will you be hosting the real Prices Right? Once they look for a new host.
The Price is Right was actually cancelled in Australia, which is a little bit unfortunate, and I've actually forgotten who actually hosted that. With any luck, it was Grant Denyer, considering it's Australia. But anyway, we'll move on to the next car, and this car is actually
It's Drew Carey
significant.
here.
significantly newer than the first two cars that well, it actually it's significantly newer than the last car we did. So we'll be doing you'll be guessing the price for a 2010 Mygale M11 Formula 3 car. I'll send you a picture of it first so you can know what it looks like. Sending this through now.
With any luck.
Dealing with?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. The internet doesn't suddenly conk out. I hope that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Anyway, right.
So, since Chris has gone first for the last two, I think I should probably go first for the next two. This car, did you say it's a Mygale?
Formula 3 car, yes.
I have
Now, I'll read...
Okay, sorry.
I'll go through some details first. This car's actually in Australia, so again, the currency will be in Aussie dollars. Don't worry, we will actually have some British cars on the list a little bit later on. This is a race-winning car, third in the 2015 and 2014 championships, so that's obviously the Australian Formula 3 championship. Latest M11 aero kit, Hewland FTR, Sachs carbon fiber clutch, Coney shocks, championship-winning HWA Mercedes engine, limited spares including limited spares included, very quick and competitive car, eligible for either national or state F3 championships. Now, the price for this one in 600,000 Australian dollars and 775,000 Australian dollars. Caitlin, would you like to guess the actual price of this car?
Okay, yeah, sorry for interrupting you before. I forgot you hadn't read this all out. So, I have never heard of the Milan chassis. I take it they've only run in Australia, because they certainly haven't run in Europe, from what I know. That makes it quite a regional thing. So, although it's quite a quick car, apparently, I'm gonna go relatively low and say probably like 610,000.
Right, your guess is 610,000. Chris, would you like to guess how much this car costs?
Well, if it comes with spares, including a does it come with a spare engine, Les?
It doesn't say it comes with a spare engine. However, it does come with a championship-winning HWA Mercedes engine.
Tempting. I'm gonna go down the middle and say 675.
Okay, your guess is 675. And the actual price of this car, 150,000. So, Chris, that's
actually Caitlin that got that.
What did Chris say again? Sorry.
I went over.
Okay, so is it closest under, or Jack makes the rules?
750,000. Caitlin guessed 610, and Chris guessed 675.
Okay, well, it's your show, Jack, so you decide the rules.
So Chris has won that.
I give it to Caitlin.
Okay.
But Chris, you were the closest though.
Yeah, okay, so Jack decides the rules. I'd say that Jack gets to decide, so that's 3 out of 3 for Chris so far.
Sure.
We don't have to play by like exact Price is Right rules. This is Jack's Price is Right.
My Price is Right, which is nothing like the actual Price is Right.
I mean, kind of.
Well, I actually don't know that for certain. I haven't watched the Price is Right in ages, so
It seems
anyway,
like
right, we'll move
Tale
on.
of the Century.
I just like the title. Anyway, we'll move on to our fourth car of the day. This car is a 2005 Formula RF 2005. So Formula Ford RF 2005. So obviously a grassroots car. very common place to start off a car racing career, and I've just sent you a picture of it now. This is a very competitive Kent car. Full rebuild included fresh engine for start of 2019 by Fastlane. Only raced in 2 rounds this year. Full race support available through Fastlane. The price is between $15,000 and 30,000 Australian dollars. Who would like to guess our cost first?
Okay, so you say it's between 15 and 30,000. It looks quite new. Looking at it there, it's a relatively like shiny new Formula Ford car.
This car was from 2005.
Yes, although it still looks as if it's like in peak condition. It doesn't look old. So I'd probably put it. I'm gonna go like just above the middle and say like 25,000.
Your guess is 25,000. Chris, what would you like to guess?
Now, is the Kent the name of the chassis or the engine? Because the Kent engine is very, because if it's a Formula Ford car, it would have a Kent, 4-cylinder in it. But,
It just says it's a competitive Kent car. It doesn't say what kind of engine it what kind of engine or chassis it has.
Because it looks like a Van Diemen.
I'm expecting it's probably. I'm expecting they're probably both Kent, if Kent do make chassis. If not, it's probably a Kent engine. I doubt
Chris,
Van Diemen. I doubt Van Diemen had anything to do with it.
What is your guess?
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go for the bargain, and I'm gonna say 15.
$15,000? Okay then. The actual price of this car, $25,000. So Caitlin guessed exactly right.
Yeah!
Get in there. My first point.
So Chris has won the first 3 rounds, and Caitlin's won round 4, so it's currently 3-1 right now. We'll move on to our 5th car of the day. Now, this is perhaps one of the most interesting cars that I found in my searches for cars to put in this game. 1996 Honda Accord Super Touring car. So this,
Listening.
I've already got your attention. I'll send you a picture of this in a second, so you can get a grasp of what this car actually looks like. Here it
I
is
have one on my
now.
dresser.
It's a very special car, and obviously seeing the touring car that is currently on his screen. Now, this is a Honda Accord Super Touring Car Chassis MSD HR014. Now, chassis number MSD HR014 was built by MSD, and this isn't my words, this is the words of the description. I believe the fact that it has a white engine bay means that it was meant for the UK teams. Little is known of its early history. Works car, thought to possibly be prepared for development and driver training, then being passed on to ProDrive at the point they were given the contract to build and run the later cars. Most of the cars were sold onto private buyers to campaign in various countries around the globe. Now, this is the first of the UK cars we have on the list. The car is listed between £70,000 and £105,000. Now, first, the price of this car.
Ooh. Well, since it is such a rare car, and the register doesn't, I don't think what's the chassis number again? Because
No looking this up, by the way. MSD.
I'll look it up after the show.
HR014.
HR014. I know it's not the one that ran here.
Because I believe it was meant to actually race in the British Touring Car Championship.
I'm gonna say because of the rarity, I'm gonna say 105.
Saying 105,000. All right.
Okay,
Chris,
I think you may have cut out
1,000?
slightly when saying the price range for me. Can you please repeat repeat the price range?
Price is between £70,000 and £105,000.
Okay, pounds are in my territory. 75 and 105,000, you say? Okay,
No, 70 and 105,000.
70 and 105,000. And what did Chris say again, sorry?
Just guessed £105,000.
Right to the top. Okay. I'm going to go with since you tend to see these cars club racing these days, probably closer to 80,000.
You'll guess 80,000.
Yep. Sorry for taking a while to get to that conclusion.
The actual price of this car, £85,000.
Get in
That
there.
is another round for Caitlin, and she actually
Get
guessed
in there.
extremely close as well. So that's a really good that's a really good guess actually. And we'll move on with that. We'll move on to our.
I just realized,
car.
actually, I think it actually has the North American spec headlight. The North American spec indicators.
Okay.
Now,
Because the one that raced here with Tasman, the one I actually have on my dresser, was, I believe, HA06. But like it was it actually has a couple of victories with David Leslie.
All right.
anyway, we'll move on to our sixth car of the day. Now this is a very important round, so Caitlin has to win this round to stay in the game. And if Chris wins this one, he wins the game. However, we will still move on to our final car of the day just for the fun of it. Now, this car is a 2010 Riley Daytona. So this is a DP car. So prior to the DPI era. So this was back in 2010, and I'll go over some details of this car. So there it is.
Oh, I know exactly what this car is. This is a level 5 car. If you notice from the driver, from the drivers you have Ryan Hunter-Reay, Rafael Matos, and Scott Tucker.
Scott Tucker.
Among the driver.
So obviously,
that ups the resale value immensely.
That does. Okay, sorry, go ahead,
Brilliant.
Jack.
this Riley is exceptional and a proven race winner. You cannot race one of these cars without proper spares. This car comes with about half a warehouse of spares essential to properly track support this wonderful car. The 2011 Daytona 24 Hours has a Denon 5-liter BMW engine. It's a level 5 competitor, as Chris said before. Has an X-Track gearbox, live paddle shift. It was built and it's rebuilt and ready. It's been driven by some very, very famous racing drivers, including, as we said before, Ryan Hunter-Reay. And it is priced, actually, between £170,000 and £210,000. It is actually on sale in the US, but it was listed on a UK website. Who would like to
Okay.
guess first?
So, it's my turn to get... Sorry. My turn to guess first. Chris pointed out in the past the name Scott Tucker is above the door. That does drop the price. Because, of course, Scott Tucker is... How long's his sentence, Chris?
I believe it's 25 years.
Okay, so as you can tell, Scott Tucker's not really a name you want to have above your door. You know, it's not a name you want to have associated with your car. However, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Rafael Matos, Richard Westbrook, those are... Plus, as you say, it's a car that's raced with success in IMSA. Right. Could you repeat the price range, please?
Between £170,000 and £210,000.
I'm gonna have to. I really have no idea whether whether those names have elevated the price or lowered it. So I'm gonna put it like bang splat in the middle, 190.
Okay, Caitlin has guessed £190,000. Chris, what would you like to guess?
See, because Scott Tucker's in prison, I think that actually might up the resale value because of the fact that it's a collector's item from an infamous driver and an infamous person. And not only that, but A, it's in immaculate shape. B, it actually did, it ran really well in the Grand Am series when it ran there. It was actually, the Grand Am series, not IMSA, because IMSA only merged with Grand Am in 2014. However, having said that, I'm actually going to go a little higher than the price range. I'm going to say $215.
Can't guess outside of the price range. You do actually have to guess in it.
I'm going to guess $210 then.
Okay, you're guessing 210,000. The actual price of this car, £198,000.
Oh, yes!
Oh!
We're dead even going into the final round, 3-3.
One will be okay. This round will be the decider, and this is the most expensive car by far on the list.
This is
And
going
I
to be like a Formula 1 or something.
I want that Daytona prototype, by the way.
Who doesn't actually? It's a fantastic car.
Who doesn't want any
Anyway.
racing car? Anyway, sorry, Jack.
Absolutely, because race car.
Car number 7. Car that will decide who is the winner on the second ever episode of Gameshow Grand Prix. This car was sold at auction back in 2013. So it's already been sold. This was a Mercedes-Benz W196R. Now this car, this is chassis 00006/54, and it took Fangio to F1 race wins in Germany and Switzerland. Did heavily to his 1954 world title. The price
Ooh.
is between 106. Sorry, the price is between and 22 million pounds.
How much?
It's between 16 and 22 million pounds.
Whoa!
It's very, this is actually the second most expensive racing car ever sold at auction.
Yes!
Who would like to guess first?
David Dickinson, eat your heart out.
Okay, can we see a picture first, please?
Okay, I will send this through it momentarily. There it is. I have all of these in a desktop folder, so it might take me a little while to send them through. So there it is.
That's...
Oh, that's a pretty car.
wow.
Right, who would like to guess first?
This is a tough one.
Okay, so this is a Grand Prix winning car. It's the second most expensive race car ever sold. Do you know what the first most expensive race car ever sold was?
Ferrari 250 GTO.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Right. This, okay. The price range, sorry?
Price range is between 16 million and 22 million pounds.
17 million.
Okay, you're going with 17 million pounds.
It's a big, big figure.
And Chris, what are you guessing?
Oh. I'm gonna
Bear in
go
mind-
with. Go ahead.
There's no pressure at all. It just only decides who wins the entire game.
Can we have a little more pressure, please? I'm gonna go with 18 and a half.
18 and a half.
I think Chris might have got it.
Possibly. Are you ready to hear which one of you has won this game?
Come on, Fangio. Have a low-priced car.
Have you got the price right? Have you won the second ever episode? Free.
There's like scuffs on the front.
It's
Come
time
on.
to find out.
It's gotta be like lower.
The actual price of this car. 20,896,800.
Whoa!
That's a Chris win.
Has won. He is the winner on the second ever episode of Game Show Grand Prix. Congratulations to Christ Whitfield.
Yay!
Congratulations to Caitlin Penny. So after on the first episode against me, he's actually won on the second Game Show Grand Prix. Congratulations, and I should announce what you actually have won.
Ooh.
Keeping in the theme of finance, Chris will receive, being the winner, an ebook copy of Trump Art of the Deal. Congratulations,
Oh no!
Chris.
Oh no! That's like going on Let's Make a Deal and getting the Zonk prize. That is brilliant.
Jack, you're a genius.
Congratulations on winning that. I hope you've all enjoyed either playing along or watching this second episode of Game Show Grand Prix. I've been Jack MacKenzie, and playing today has been the wonderful Chris Whitfield and Caitlin Penny commentary. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ra.